First of all, I think it's really great that you're watching this video. I think this video is one of the most important videos in our entire introductory series for one very important reason. Whatever you decide to do to improve or strengthen your relationship is going to be much more helpful if you do it with your partner. But I also know that talking with your partner about doing something to improve your relationship is often a very difficult conversation. In many or even most couples, one partner is thinking about doing something to fix a problem, and the other partner isn't even aware that there is a problem. So, not only do you have to talk to your partner about doing something to improve your relationship, but you also have to tell your partner that you're unhappy about at least some parts of your relationship, or at least that there's something that you can imagine could be better or could be stronger. So if that sounds like you, I'd encourage you to watch the video titled, "Are You Ready for a Couple Therapist?" Even if you're not thinking about couple therapy. That video can help you understand why your partner may be seeing things differently than you are and understand the steps that both of you still need to take in seeking help. But let's assume for now that you're ready to talk to your partner about getting help for your relationship. I've got 5 tips for you to make that conversation go well. So here's the first tip. Think carefully about how and when to bring it up. Talking about relationship problems can be really stressful. I probably don't need to tell you that. So when you introduce the idea of doing something to improve your relationship, make sure your partner doesn't feel cornered. Make it clear to your partner that you don't expect an answer right then and there. And if you're worried that talking about it won't go very well, consider writing your partner a note or an email, but probably not a text. That's going to be too short. Writing it down can help you pick your words carefully and include the rest of the tips I'm going to talk about in the rest of this video. It also allows your partner space and time to think about it, and it minimizes the chances that your partner is going to get defensive. That's because he or she isn't going to feel cornered. So the second tip I have for you is start with the positives. It's natural to start talking about all the bad things that your partner is doing, or maybe just all the good things that your partner isn't doing anymore. The problem is, if you do that, your partner's going to immediately get defensive. So instead, start the conversation or the beginning of your letter talking about how you really appreciate parts of your relationship. For example, talk about how much you enjoy spending time together with your partner when things are going well, or how good of a parent your partner is to your children. If that doesn't feel right to you, then maybe instead talk about all the good times you used to have together or the things that you really appreciate about your partner, even if they don't happen too often anymore or you don't get a chance to see him anymore. The key here is to get your partner thinking about all the good parts of your relationship or the good times that you used to have together. All the reasons why it's worth it for both of you to work on improving your relationship. My third tip is this. Let your partner see that things are going to be different this time. Your partner's only going to agree to do this with you if your partner feels some hope that things are going to go better if the two of you work together to improve your relationship. If it's just going to be the same old, they're going to say no. And the best way that you can convince your partner that things are going to be different is by acting differently yourself. So think about how the two of you usually argue about things. Are you the one who criticizes your partner or demands that your partner do something, or maybe stop doing something that they normally do? If so, then do the opposite. Open up and tell your partner how sad you've been feeling, that you don't have as many positive things in your relationship right now. Ask your partner for help on how to fix it. Or maybe when you fight, you're the one who tends to avoid talking about things and bottles everything up. If that sounds like you, then what you need to do is talk about how you want to use the online program or couple therapy to be able to really talk about your relationship and what you're feeling. If you do that, that's really going to get your partner's attention and get your partner willing to do a program or therapy together. My fourth tip is open the door to changes you both want. When you talk with your partner, it's probably a good idea to give him or her an idea of what you're hoping to get out of an online program or hoping to get out of couple therapy. So talk about what you're hoping the two of you can accomplish, but do it in a way that you can do it without blaming your partner too much. In addition to what you want, it can also be really helpful if you include some changes your partner might want as well. So you want to think about what would get your partner really excited about doing a program like this. For example, a classic argument couples get into is their amount of emotional and sexual intimacy. One person says they want to feel emotionally connected before having more sex, while the other person says they want to have more sex in order to feel closer. So if you're the one wanting emotional closeness before sex, remember to talk about how that will likely make you want to have more sex, which you know is something that your partner wants as well. Even if what your partner wants isn't related to what you want, you can still talk about your willingness to consider making changes that your partner wants as part of couple therapy or an online relationship program. So finally, my fifth tip on how to talk to your partner about wanting to do something to improve your relationship is this. Ask your partner to explore options with you, not just do what you've already decided. In other words, if your partner has a choice in the type of online program or therapy that the two of you are going to do together, he or she is much more likely to do it. So for example, if your partner is worried about sharing personal stuff with a stranger, then maybe an online program with some brief calls with a coach, or maybe even no calls at all, would be easier for your partner than would be going to couple therapy. The key is to give your partner some options and some control over what the two of you do together. So ask your partner to watch our video that describes the different types of help that the two of you can do to improve your relationship. And maybe watch the video on finding a good online program or a good couple therapist as well. Those have a lot of additional tips. Once the two of you have worked together to narrow down the options, then explore specific programs or specific therapists until you find one that you're both comfortable with. If you can do that together, you will have already taken a huge step towards strengthening your relationship, even before you begin whatever program or whatever therapy you decide on. So I hope some of these tips have been helpful for you. At the end of the day, you're the one who knows your relationship and your partner best. So please feel free to take the tips that you think are going to work best in your own relationship. You probably have a better sense of that than I do. I wish you the best, and congratulations again on having this important conversation with your partner. I think you're making a really important first step towards improving your relationship.